Hello everyone, welcome back. Hi. Hi Sarah, good morning. Welcome. How are you? Welcome dear. Just Abhi. Hello, you are the first viewer dear Sarah. How are you doing today? Welcome. Good. Oh, good to know. Welcome everyone. Good morning. Common say beautiful names. Names. Same as usual dear Sarah. Hello, hi, welcome. Don't forget to press the like button. Hello, dear Tyler. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Hi, Sukuralto. Welcome. What's a good name? Hi, Abni. Here is yours. Welcome, dear. Eva. Hi, Eva. Okay, Avni. Let me correct. Avni. Hi, Avni. How are you? Welcome. Sakura. Why not, dear Sakura? Here is a good name. Welcome. Hello, dear Deekshita. How are you, Deekshita? गलत लिख दिया ना spelling. Let me correct. Deekshita. Here is your good name. Welcome. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Don't need to thanks. Hi, Nikita. Here is your good name. How are you? Okay, Jax. Take care, Sarah. Hi, dear Jax. Here is yours. Hello, dear Farha. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Luna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aliyan. Here is your beautiful name. Good morning. Hi, Yash. How are you? Alaikum salam, Durgaji. I am good. How about you? Thank you for asking. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Wolfman. Oh, what a unique name you have. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Moxie. Here is yours. Oh, good to know. Hi, dear Rania. Here is yours. Hello, dear Leah. Here is your beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Good night. Good night. Hi, dear Aliyan. Here is yours. Let's write Jungkook for you, dear. Don't forget to press that like and subscribe button. Here is yours, dear Army. How are you? Palak. Hi, Palak. Welcome. Here is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Diana. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Aradna. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Ali. Here is yours. I hear it when over. Hello, dear Zia. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Arish. Here is a good name. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Hi, dear JYOQSHNA. But please don't write in capital letters. It takes so much time to understand. Lee. Hi, dear Lee. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sneha. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Zahra. Hi, Zahra. How are you? Here is a good name. Hello, dear Jazzy. Here is yours. Welcome. Hello, dear Abbas. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Thank you so much, Gadi. Nafisa. Hi, Nafisa. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Bella. Here is a good name. Faiz. हाय फाइज किसी ने आलू प्याज लेने हैं तो मुझे बताना ठीक है Hi dear Anisha, here is a good name. How are you? Hello dear Umar, here is yours. Hi dear Bhagya, here is your beautiful name. Okay Umar, AR, here is yours. Hi dear Kamila, here is a good name. How are you? चलो प्याजों को तो पूछते हैं ना आलूओं को कोई नहीं पूछता तो Yuna, hi Yuna, here is yours. Hi dear Mahmood, welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi dear Siahed, here is your beautiful name. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Hello dear Zia, here is yours. How are you? Hi Naila, welcome dear. Here is a good name. Hello dear Lanja. What a unique name you have. Here is yours. Hi, dear Fifi. Fifi, okay. Here is yours. What a unique name you have. Hello, dear Alia. Here is yours. Unique and cute. Hi, dear Aki. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ishal. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Sudus. Here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Dua. Here is yours. Hi, dear Jilly Larry. Larry. Oh, wow. Larry. What a unique name you have, too. Hi, dear Faiza. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Dana. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Eliot. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Sharu. Here is your beautiful name. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Anu. Here is yours. Let me add the question. Guys. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Okay. Hi, dear Danja. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Samir. Here is a good name. Welcome. Hi, dear Adi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Alison. Here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Mary. Here is yours. Thank you. I'm good. Oh, so good to know, dear. Have a good day. Hi, Viam. Here is yours. Hello, dear Dua. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Layla. Here is yours. Hello, dear Asad. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Mary. Here is yours. Hi, dear Tamanna. Same here, Subhaji. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear dog. Here is yours. Hi, dear Yoporolo. Oh, wow. What a unique name you have, Yoporolo. Here is yours. Let's see who's next, guys. Don't forget to double tap on your screen, Safa. Hi, dear Safa. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sadiq. Here is a good name. Hi, dear. Okay, Mozam for you. Here is yours. Hi, dear Khaza. Here is a good name. Okay, hold on. Hi, dear Iman. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Elisa. Here is your beautiful name. Are you Isa? Who is saying Ishal and Vanya? Hi, Naz. Welcome. How are you? Hi, dear Japanese. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Let's see who is next. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Shakshi. Shakshi. Acha, Shakshi. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Abrish. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Alpha. Here is yours. How are you? Okay. Hi, dear Zachary. Here is a good name. Welcome. Hi, dear Vanilla. Here is a beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Shahmir. Here is yours. What a beautiful name you have. I am your next subscriber. Please, next Maham. Hi, dear Maham. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Nacho. Welcome back. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Hafsa. Here is your beautiful name. Okay, Zubgaji, thank you so much for your precious time. Enjoy yourself. Hi, dear Simran. Here is yours. You're most welcome. Hey, dear Sandy. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Hi, dear Iman. Thank you for subscribing, dear Iman. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Fabe. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Tanveer. Here is yours. How are you? Sorry, I'm late. It's okay, dear Sandy. How's your day going? Hi, dear Dishu. Here is yours. Have a good day. Aisha. Hi, Aisha. Welcome, dear. How are you? Hello, dear Liz. Here is yours. Hi, dear Kaden. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, you're most welcome. Hey, dear Abby. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mihan. Here is your good name. Have a good day. Hi, dear Mexico. ¿Cómo estás? Gracias. Hi, dear Aries. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Dew. Here is yours. Hi, dear Riddhi. Here is a beautiful name. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Susan. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Smith. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ronnie. Welcome. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Maria. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Ria. Here is your good name. Welcome. Let's see who is next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nadia. Hi, Nadia. Welcome. Here is yours. Favorite season is summer, right? It's hot, but it feels fresh and more energy. Oh, wow. I like the reason. Hi, dear Henry. Here is yours. How are you? You like the beaches and all? Hi, Poppy. Welcome. You are good at SEG and NG. Oh, thank you. So, my dear, you noticed me very deeply. Glad. Hi, dear Izumi. Here is yours. How are you? From Japan. So good to have you here, dear. This is for you. Your voice is so sweet. You are the sweetest, dear. Thank you. Hi, dear Hawa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ovi. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Pra. Let me check. P-R-A-T. Pratiksha. Pratiksha, yeah. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear Pratiksha. Hi, dear Han. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hasna. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Bilal. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap like this. Let's see who is next. Hey, dear Avery. Here is yours. Hi, dear Skylar. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi, dear Anu and Teja. Here is yours. If you want a screenshot of this, take it here now. Hi Abu Bakar, welcome. How are you? Hello Ali. Hi Shamir. Oh, another Shamir we have. Welcome. How are you doing today? Abu Bakar, Shamir, and Minho. Hello, dear Minho. Here is yours. Hi, dear Shahmir. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Lee. Here is yours. Hi, Abu Bakr. Here is your good name. How are you? A and R. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mariam. Here is your good name. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Alia. Here is yours. Hi, Iman. Here is yours. Hello, dear Selena. It is a good name. How are you? You're most welcome, dear. Lots of love. Hey, dear Anna. It is a good name. Hi, dear Rami. Here is yours. Have a good day. Hi, dear. Hola. Hi. You are from Mexico too? ¿Cómo estás? Gracias. T and S. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Hi, I am good. How about you, dear? Hi, dear Nafisa. Here is yours. Thank you for asking. Hi, dear Ali. Here is yours. What's a good name? Divya. Hi, Divya. Here is yours. How are you? Let me check the spelling of yours. Hey, I'm back. Oh, hi, Prab. Welcome back, dear Prab. Here is a beautiful name. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Nora. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Sherwin. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Amite. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Vlad. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hala. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear. Hi, your writing is so iconic. Hey, huh? Thank you. It's an honor for me. Thank you so much. Hi, Abiha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Tahiyat. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, hi, welcome, Vishu. Here is yours. Hi. Hello, dear Akam. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Aman. Here is yours. Hello, dear Navya. Navya with double A. Here is a good name. Hi, guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. And there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Let's see who is next. Amaya. Hi, dear Amaya. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Uzbek. Here is yours. You are from Uzbekistan. Oh, good to know. Hello, dear Nora. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Mala. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Oh, hold it. I forgot. Sorry. Aaj paka. Promise. Hi, dear Shahid. Here is yours. Hello, dear Virat. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Arya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear. Okay, thank you so much, dear, for understanding. Hey, dear Nawami. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Nadira. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hello, dear Hasnik. Here is your beautiful name. You have such a unique name. Here is yours. Okay, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy yourself, dear. Have a good day. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm good. How about you? I'm good too, dear. Thank you for asking. Have a good day to you too. Hi, dear Shane. Here is your Shanai. Okay, Mesa. Hi, dear Mesa. Here is yours. Let's try Swaroop. Hi, Swaroop. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mariam. Vikram. Let's write Mariam and Vikram, but separately. Vikram. Hi, Vikram. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Another Aisha we have. Wow. Hi, Aisha. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Madara. Here is a good name. Welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Huzema. Here is yours. What a unique and beautiful name you have, dear. Here is yours. Hi, dear Saranya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Angela. Here is yours. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Nathan. Here is your good name. How are you? I liked and subscribed. Please, Savaksha. Oh, what a beautiful name you have. Thank you for liking and subscribing, dear Savaksha. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Ken. Here is yours. Hello, dear Arifa. Here is your good name. How are you? Fariha. Hi, Fariha. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Kyla. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Vajra. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Hi, Akmal. Hi, dear Akmal. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Lavanya. Huh? Here is yours. How are you? Just give me 1 minute. What? Kanchan? What are you saying, dear? Hey, dear Emma. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Palak. Here is yours. Hi, dear Suam. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Huria. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Ophelia. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Krishna. Here is yours. Can you draw my name? Okay, Sandy. With a bow. Why not, dear? Okay. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. And there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Tuba, thank you so much, Tuba. You are the cutest, dear. What is your beautiful name? Thank you. Hi, dear Kashyap. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Iyaya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Ayan. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Anna. Here is yours. How are you? Lifetime life लाइव का टाइम लाइफ टाइम कह रही हूँ लाइव का टाइम यही है सेम डियर अभी नाइट बोर्ड बताएगा वहाँ से देख लेना ठीक है नाइट बोर्ड अभी अभी बताएगा मेरा नाम इशाल है हाय गरिमा वेलकम हाउ आर यू हियर इज योर ब्यूटीफुल नेम जी जी जी बोलो हाय डियर सराय हियर इज योर ब्यूटीफुल नेम हाउ आर यू हाय डियर हारिया हियर इज योर्स वेलकम Let's see who's next. Hey, dear Shivaya, here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Lots of love, dear. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Divas. Here is yours. Hi, dear Dreamlay. Here is a good name. Here is yours. How are Isa? Here is your good name. Are you? Thank you so much, dear. Thank you. Dear Carly, here is yours. Thank you for the love and support, guys. Network is not network. Antonella, hi, welcome. How are you? Dear, beautiful name, dear. Okay, Antonella, welcome. Hi, dear Alicia. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Your voice is a little laggy. Yeah, it's because of the network problem. I don't know why the network is not getting stable. Hi, Neela. Welcome. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you. Hi, RP. Here is yours. Is it in the better condition right now or still the same? Guys, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Talia, hi Talia, welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi dear Ananya, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi dear Aradhya, here is yours. How are you? Now it's normal. Thank you so much dear for telling. Here is yours. Hi dear Manvi, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear Summer because we have icy cold. Oh yay. Chahat, hi Chahat, welcome. Do you like beaches? Here is yours. Hi dear Farhan, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear. What is your name? Neha. Hi Neha, welcome. Here is yours. Hi dear Rita. Here is your good name. Hi dear Barikat. Here is yours. How are you? Hello dear. Can I know the time support size? Yeah, Nightboard will tell you. Hi Holly, welcome. Here is yours. Hi dear Hifa. Here is your good name. How are you? After I think 1 minute maybe. Thank you so much. You're most welcome, dear. Hi Hums. Here is yours. Hello, dear Honky. Here is your good name. How are you? Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Hi, dear. What a unique name you have. I think I can't pronounce this. But yeah, I can write it for you. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Uswa. Here is your Uswa. Here is a good name. How are you, Nightboard? Where are you, Nightboard? Let me check. Where is he? Hi, dear Icha. Here is your good name. How are yeah, Nightboard is finally here. Hello, dear Samir. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Ibrahim. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Arufa. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Musa. Here is your good name. Have a good day, dear. Hi, dear Samir. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Buddy. Here is yours. Let's see who is next, guys. Everyday. Hi, Everyday. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Rehan. Hi, Rehan. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear. Ba. Okay. Here is yours. Are you saying Bia or Ba? What a unique name you have, dear. Hi, dear Ari. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Hi Ayana, welcome. How are you? Hi dear Ayana, here is your good name. Hey dear Amya, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Usman, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi Fiza, welcome. How are you doing today? Have a good day, dear Fiza. Here is yours. Hi, dear Adil. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Rohan. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Nishat. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Mavish. Welcome, dear Mavish. How are you doing today? Here is yours. Thank you so much for the love and support, guys. Thank you. Hi, dear Samriddhi. Here is yours. How are you? Here is your good name. Hello, dear Sachin. Here is yours. Welcome. How are you? Hey, dear Urvi. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Hannah. Oh, I love your name, dear Hannah. Here is yours. It's your birthday? Happy birthday! Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining, dear Hannah. Let's see who's next, guys. Hi, dear Asher. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Maria. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rahel. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Shailene. Here is yours. Welcome, dear. Hi, dear Waleed. Here is yours. Oh my God. मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है और मेरी बहन का भी नाम है तूबा इमन. अच्छा, please don't use too much emojis. Thank you so much for your love and support, dear. Thank you. इतने सारे emojis please मत use किया करो, फिर नीचे वाला chat नहीं दिखता. Hi Cassie, here is yours, Rayona. Hi dear Rayona, here is yours. How are you? Lots of love, dear. Don't forget to double tap on your screen, guys. Adil. Hi, dear Adil. Here is yours BMW M5. Hi, dear Tanya. Here is yours. How are you? OMG. You're most welcome, dear Kanai. Hi, dear Kanai. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Nisha. Here is a good name. Welcome. Hey, dear Aaron. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Tanvi. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Hi, dear Shahid. Here is yours. Welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. Eh? क्या मेरी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही है भाई? Hi Ivana, welcome guys. Can you guys hear me? आ रही है, आ रही है. आपका वॉल्यूम स्लो ना हो डियर, वो वहाँ से देख लो. Hi Izan, welcome. Hello dear Inazik. Here is a good name. How are you? I think I just missed your comment. Let me check. Sandy dear. I don't know if it's normal. I sometimes in the middle of the night, like 3 or 4 a.m., I go downstairs and the kitchen. I walk back and forth with no thoughts. और नींद में चलने की बीमारी है आपको इसको क्या बोलते हैं मुझे खुद नहीं पता हाय सुही वेलकम हियर इज योर्स हेलो डियर मैलन हियर इज अ गुड नेम इश्तियाक हाय इश्तियाक वेलकम हाउ आर यू हियर इज योर्स हाय डियर डिग्ना here is a good name how are you hello dear Nafisa here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. ओ या ये नाइट बोर्ड ने बताया अभी टाइम इसको मैं पिन कर देती हूँ ठीक है Okay, let's write Crystal. Hi dear Crystal, how are you? Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi dear Anam. Here is yours. Welcome. Hello. Thank you for subscribing. My favorite season is winter, I think you wanna say, because as let me check your comment, Nabia. Hi Nabia, welcome. Because as OMG, as मैं हैं because उसमें गर्मी नहीं लगती अच्छा same I like winter too. Hi Hadia, here is a good name. How are you? Hi dear Ayana, here is a good name. Welcome dear, how are you? Hello, dear Vion. OMG, dear Vion. Here is a good name. Lots of love, dear. Thank you for your support and love. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Natter. Here is yours. How are you? What a unique name you have. Hello, dear Fazella. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Kiwunha. Okay, Kevin Hua. Here is yours. How are you? Heather. Hi, Heather. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Hi, Merivan. Welcome. How are you? Let's write Merivan. Winter as weather is seeing best for traveler. Yeah, love to. Merivan. Here is yours. Love the snow falling. Here is yours. Thank you. Please reply to me. Hi. What's a good name? Walaikum salam. Aisha, welcome back. How are you? It is a beautiful name, dear Aisha. Can you write your name? My name is Ishal. Hi, dear Huda. Here is yours. Yeah, I do. I can, dear. Here is mine. Hi, dear Ahad. Here is yours. Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much. I am fine. You're most welcome, dear. Oh, Noel. Hi, Noel. So good to have you here, Aisha, again. How's your day going? Hello, dear Ayush. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. क्या हाल है मैं ठीक हूँ आप कैसे हो Hi Shayan. Welcome. Here is yours. वालेकुम सलाम वालेकुम अस्सलाम कैसे हैं सब Hi मुजम्मिल Here is yours. Here is yours. Here is yours. Hi Anushka. Welcome. How are you? Here is a good name. Hi dear. अच्छा आपका नाम फरहान है एक मिनट ठहरें, पहले ज़रा कमेंट पढ़ लें। अभी मैंने मामा को बता दिया था कि उनसे थोड़ी सी डांट पड़ी थी, मगर बाद में ग्लासेस बनवा लें। अच्छा क्या है, बनवानी थी, मैंने खुद बनवाई है। नहीं, मुझे भी बहुत हद की डांट पड़ी थी, लेकिन फिर बनवानी तो ज़रूरी थी ना। हाय डियर अबीहा, हियर इज़ योर्स, हाउ आर यू। मेरा नेम इज़ा है। मैंने आपको क्या किया था, बोला था कि मुझे कूलर्स पसंद क्योंकि उसमें गर्मी कम लगती है। आप क्या किया है? ओह अच्छा अच्छा, आपको विंटर सीजन पसंद है। हाँ, मुझे समझ आ गई थी डियर। हसीब, हाय हसीब। इज़ा, आपका नाम बहुत प्यारा है। हेयर इज़ योर्स। दोनों के अलग अलग हैं। हेलो डियर मोहम्मद, here is your beautiful name, how are you? Here is yours. Hi, Deelam and Parami. Okay, let's write Deelam and Parami. Both are unique names. Here is yours. Summer, because I love fruits and there are many fruits in summer. Oh, I like the reason, dear. So you, which kind of fruits do you like? Like, do you like watermelon? Hi, dear cream or mango? Here is a good name. Hi, dear Anam. Here is yours. Hi, dear Zamzam and अरी नहीं, असीरा क्या नाम था यार, भूल गई। एक मिनट, पढ़ा नहीं गया मुझसे, दोबारा देखते हैं। Zamzam and was the second name? Asira. Okay, Zamzam and Asira. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, Aisha. I think I just missed your comment. What are you saying, dear? Can you please repeat? Here is yours. सिस्टर, मेरा भाई छोटा वो कह रहा है मुदस्सिर। अच्छा, अभी अभी मैंने मुदस्सिर लिखा था। दो लोगों का नाम हो गया मुदस्सिर। हाय लीजा, वेलकम। ये लें, आपके लिए भी लिख देते हैं हम, प्यारा सा। Let's do China. I'm subscribed. Oh, love to write. China for you, dear. Thank you so much for joining, dear. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Iska. Here is yours. Hi, dear Lee. It is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Zainab. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Kyrie. Benisha. Thank you, Benisha, for subscribing. Apple. Okay, let's try Benisha. Benisha. It is a beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. I just attend your live to hear your passing words. Thank you so much, dear, for joining again. Hi, dear Liara. Here is yours. Hi, Isla. It is a beautiful name. Sarah, welcome back. Hi, dear Haida. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Rachel. Here is yours. Hi, dear Neha. Here is a good name. Hello, dear. What is your name? Shahid. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Mel. Here is yours. Hi, dear Iraj. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? What's your favorite fruit, vegetable, and why? My favorite fruit is there are many, but I like to eat mango, watermelon, nashra, hi, peach, and peach too. And vegetables, I like potato. Mira, hi Mira, welcome. Hi, dear Rudraksh. Here is yours. And I don't know, literally, I don't know why. Rudraksh. Here is yours. How are you? No. This is San, dear. Hi, Alia. It is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Zan. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Bella. Here is a good name. No. Why no? Hi, Umema. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Sunil. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you. What's your favorite fruit and vegetable and why? Let me know. Hey, dear Dave. Here is yours. Hi, dear Shivam. Here is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Anu. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Hi, okay, Noor. Hi, dear Noor. Here is yours. Hello, dear Piyush. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Heather. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Shireen. It is a good name. Welcome, dear. Hi, dear Nimi. Oh, wow, cute. Hi, dear Nimi. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Adine. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Isa. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Irsam. Just a minute, guys. Okay. Hi, dear Uma. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Your voice is gone. Yeah, I just muted because there is some noises coming from outside. Mine is green apple, tomato, and potato. And for why, I also don't know. You are same as me. Apple, tomato, and potato. Oh wow, nice. Sister, I'm Turkish. My name is Melike. Can you do it? Why not, dear Melike? Merhaba. Nisalsen. İnzalara. Hoş geldiniz. Can you guys hear me now? Hi, dear Hamad. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Dave. Here is yours. Dear Aaron. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Sufyan. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Kanak. Fine. So good to. Yep, we can hear you. Thank you for telling, dear Sandy. Hi, dear LA. Here is yours. Hi, dear Shivaya. Here is a good name. How are you? Oh, we have another Mudassir. Oh, wow. Mudassir is a lucky number this life. Here is yours. Hi, dear Maria. How are you? Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. Subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Mama, hi. Here is a good name. How are you? Hi, Sabah. Hello, dear Sabah. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Mukul. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing, dear Mukul. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Burhan. Here is yours. How are you? Manya. Hi, Manya. Welcome. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Krishna. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear. BD is for you. Let's see who is next. Who is next? Hi, dear Nasila. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Wafe. Here is yours. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Let's see who is next. Burak. Hi. Welcome. Merhaba. Igullar. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sabah. Sabah is 10. Okay, dear Sabah. Here is yours again, dear. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. There is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Double tap on your screens. Avani. Hi, Avani. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Arav. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hi, dear Afra. Yours. Hello, dear Matisha. Matisha. Okay. Ignore the network problems, guys. Anshu. Hi, Anshu. Welcome. Math. Hi. How are you? Aman. Hi, Aman. Welcome. Have a good day. Hi, dear Angel. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Sejal. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zan. Here is a good name. Let's write Hadi and Umaima. Okay. Let me adjust the sound. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Abhishek. Hi, Abhishek. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, you're most welcome. It is not networking. Is it still lagging, guys, or in a better condition right now? Let's write Nectarius. Okay, Nectarius. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, Suhana. Welcome. Here is yours. Welcome, dear. Hi, dear Arham. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, you're most welcome, dear Sai. Hi, Sai. Ananya. Hello. Here is yours. Oh, hi. I love to watch your live. Welcome back. How are you? Thank you so much. Oh, it's all good right now. Thank you so much, dear. Abu Bakr. Hi, Abu Bakr. Welcome. How are you? Ash. Hey, Ash. Thank you for subscribing. It is a good name. Hi, dear Nida. Here is yours. Dr. Saab. कैसे हो आप? Here is yours. Hi, dear Ishpreet. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Angel. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sumera. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Atharva. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, Bhumi. Welcome. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Saina. Here is your good name. Welcome. Ashifa. Hi, Ashifa. How are you? Hi, dear Lama. Here is yours. Hello, dear Richie. Here is yours. You're the best, dear Richie. How are you doing today? Hello, dear. Okay. Let's write Dr. Nida. Hi, Hood. How are you? Welcome. Guys, triple tap on your screens. What is the most name that you have written? I think Aisha, maybe. Or Mia. Or Oli. Hi, Oli. Welcome. Aisha, Mia, and hi, Sonam. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Hood. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Guys, we need 8 more. So please don't stop double tapping on your screens. Hi Anita, welcome. Pooja, and I think Pooja too. Here is yours. Hi dear Umar. Here is a good name. Zoem. Hi Zoem. Welcome. How are you? Hi dear Kosoke. Here is yours. Hi dear Angel. Here is yours. And Angel too, I think so. Shyam. I think Angel is the most written name. Hi Shyam, welcome. Hi dear. Okay, let's try Hesium for you, dear. Here is yours. Hi dear Riza. Here is a good name. Yeah. Where are you from, dear Richa? Hi dear Yepsra. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi dear Gaurav. Here is yours. How are you? Yeah, yeah, I am. Hi, Viraj. Here is yours. How are you? I am good, dear. How about you? Sadvik. Thank you for asking. Hi, dear Sadvik. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Hiba. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear. Hello, hi. Collab? Like, I don't know how to say, what to say, literally. I don't know. Jivika. Hi, Jivika. Welcome. How are you? Oh, you are the sweetheart, dear. Thank you so much. A video club, like which type of. Hi, Himanshi. Welcome. What is the content of your channel, dear? Hi, Himanshi. It is a beautiful name. No, I don't have Discord. Hi, Happy. Here is yours. Hello, dear Safa. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Oh, yeah. Hey, dear Sana. It is a beautiful name. Hi. Oh, yeah, I do have WhatsApp, but some privacy issues because of some privacy issues. I can't share my WhatsApp, dear. Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Here is yours. How are you? Manyata. Hi, Manyata. Welcome. How are you? Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Hope you better understand this. Kulsum. Hi, Kulsum. Here is yours. Like, what is the content of your channel? I have to know about this. Hi, Heather. Welcome. Hey, dear Baggers. Roblox content. Totally different from my. Hello, dear Usman. Here is yours. How are you? Where are you from? Hi, Jawad. Welcome. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Hi, dear Sammy. Here is yours. Hi, dear Palak. Here is your beautiful name. And are you a boy or a girl? Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. कौन है ये जिसका नाम नहीं लिखा मैंने? अरे मैंने आपका नाम लिखा ना, क्या नाम है आपका? नहीं, comments are moving fast, so that's why I think I just missed your comment. Hey, Eva, welcome. Hiba, but in Urdu. आप लिखो, मैं उधर से लिखूंगी. कौन से वाला है लिखते हो? Hi, Isra. Welcome. Hey, dear Miraj. It is a good name. How are you? Hello, dear Navisha. Here is yours. How are you? Yeah, yeah, I am. Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Samiullah. Okay, Samiullah. Okay, Samiullah. अच्छा, मैं भी बोलूँ. Here is yours. Yeah, I can speak Urdu. नहीं. अरे, hi. Harshu. Happy birthday in advance. How are you doing today, dear? बर्थडे की तैयारी होगी आपकी? I will never forget you. Hi, thank you so much. Musa, hi Musa. Here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Riza. It is a good name. Hi dear Mirab. Here is yours. How are you? आज मेरा भी बर्थडे है, प्लीज मेरा नाम लिख दो. Happy birthday, dear Elena. Here is yours. Yeah, I'm fine now. I'm feeling a bit better. Oh, lots of blessing to you, dear. हमाद, कौन से वाला हे लिखते हो बता दो ना. ये लो भाई. Hi dear Amara, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Ayush, here is yours. Hello dear Hassan, here is your beautiful name. Welcome, happy birthday. Hi dear Fatima, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Me rub in English, please. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. My name Iman. Hi Iman, welcome. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Hi dear Hiba. Here is yours. Welcome. Can you speak Turkish? I know about 3 to 4 phrases in Turkish, like merhaba and niselsem. Hi, here is yours. Welcome. Hey Yanam, how are you? Hey dear Shivam, here is yours. How are you? Wait, Sandy, are you from Turkish? Your writing in Arabic is so good. Thank you. Hi, dear. Okay, let's try it. What's your name? Walaikum Salam. Shahida Malik. Walaikum Assalam, dear. Okay, here is yours. Happy birthday to you too. Hi, dear Adan. Here is yours. Hi, Sab. Thank you so much for subscribing. Dear Sinti. Hi, Sinti. Welcome. Bye. Here, Mimisha. Mimisha. Here is yours. Hi, dear Liam. How are you? It is a good name. Hello, dear Abdullah. Bye bye, Alina. Okay. Welcome, guys. Double tap on your screen. You're most welcome, dear. Lots of love. Hadia. Hi, Hadia. How are you? Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Tanvi. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Nina. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Adnan. Here is your good name. Sakura. Hi, Sakura. Welcome. How are you? Oh, let me write the signature S. Sakura. Hello, dear Sakura. Welcome. Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Welcome. How are you? I am Turkish and half Iraqi. Oh, nice meeting you, dear. Zalara, hoş geldiniz, and Igunlar. Hi, dear Muiz. Welcome. Hi, dear Riza. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Nora. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Here is your beautiful name. Hi. Don't cry. I'm not mad. It's lagging because of network. Pallavi. Hi, Pallavi. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Huzefa. Here is your good name. Okay. Hafsa. Hi, Hafsa. Guys, the stream is lagging. I think it is lagging. Sarai. Hi, Zafar. Welcome. How are you? Yes. Oh, so sorry for the network, guys. Hi, Zafar. Welcome. Hi, dear Sarai. It is a good name. Thank you for telling. Here is yours. Hi, dear Fatima. स्क्रीन ही अटक रही है भाई बार बार क्या करें अब 1 मिनट मैं मैं ये वाला बंद कर देती हूँ, फिर देखते हैं फिर दोबारा टैग करती है कि नहीं. Yeah, thank you so much. You're most welcome, dear. Have a good day. Hi, Adil. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jannat. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Guys, is the stream is still lagging or in a better condition right now? Because I just turned off the on the other phones. Siddhi ka name. Hi, Siddhi. Welcome. Here is yours. What's your name? My name is Vishal, dear. What's yours? Husna. Beautiful name you have. Hi, Habiba. Here is your beautiful name. I'm sorry, what can you do? Sorry, I again forgot to screenshot it. Okay, it's okay. No need to sorry, dear Sarai. Let me check the spelling. Here is yours. If you want a screenshot of this beautiful name, you can take it now, dear. Hi, Diego. Welcome. Hi, Kavi. Hi, Vanna. Guys, don't stop. Double tap on your screen, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Vanna, she is taking screenshots, so just give her 1 minute. You can watch my live later too, dear. Your name is done at 1 hour and 17 minutes. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Hi, Hora. Here is yours. Hello, dear Vanna. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Diego. Here is yours. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Hi, dear Shara. Here is yours. Welcome. Okay, let's write Fatima and Hasina together. Fatima and Hasina. Besties. हाय चीनी भाई वेलकम बैक. आप क्या लिख दें? अराई लिख दें प्लीज़. मैंने स्क्रीन शॉट लेना है. अच्छा अभी लेती हूँ, अभी लिखती हूँ. बोलो चीनी भाई, कैसे आना हुआ आपका? क्या हाल चाल है भाई? अराई लिखना था, अराई. Hi, welcome Ved. Hi Umar. Hi Firuza. Hello Sinomi. Hello y'all. How are you doing? How's your day going, guys? Santocraft. Hi. जल्दी जल्दी ले लो, नहीं तो बाद में ले लेना. 1:18 आपका टाइम है, ठीक है? Let's write Sinomi. Hi Sinomi. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi dear Ved. He जहेली स्माइल ना मारो नागिन. कौन सी जहेली स्माइल होती है? Hi dear Navya. Here is yours. Hi dear Muna. Here's a good name. Hi dear Umar. Here is yours. Hello dear. And what was the name? Santocraft, I think. है ना? Let's write Santocraft. Here is yours. Hi dear. Let's write संजय जी का नाम तो लिखा ही नहीं हमने. आपने कीमती टाइम में से टाइम निकाल के आए, स्पेशली थैंक यू भाई. Hi dear Abdullah. Here is yours. How are you? Welcome. Hi dear Aman. Here is a good name. Hi dear Akriti. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi dear Zil. Here is a good name. हेलो डियर। अच्छा 1 मिनट लिखती हूँ, जस्ट गिव मी 1 मिनट। प्रतीका, हाय प्रतीका, वेलकम, हाउ आर यू? हाय डियर महमूद, हियर इज योर्स, वेलकम। अच्छे से लिखो तो हाइड हो जाती है, स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स करूँ तो ठीक जाती है, फिर स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स ही क्या करो भाई। हाय निम्रा, वेलकम, हाउ आर यू? इट्स Pratika. Oh, sorry to mispronounce your name, dear Pratika. Welcome here. How are you doing? Hi Bayan, welcome. ये मोहल्ले की बच्ची, मोहल्ले की बच्ची आई थिंक अभी आई नहीं है। आयशा भी आई थी आज, पता है, कल भी आई थी वैसे वो। Hi dear Sunny, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Hoa, here is a good name. Hi dear Linus, here is yours. Hello dear Layika, बड़ा यूनिक नाम है लयिका। Hey dear Layika, here is a good name. How are you? Hi dear Khadija, here is yours. How are you? Summer, because of the beach. Yeah, you are a beachy person. Hi dear Faiz, here is yours. आयजा जाने तो मुझे क्या उससे। आयशा, आयजा नहीं कहा मैंने। Zena, hi Zena, welcome. Hi dear Faiz, मुझे लगा मैंने फाइज लिख दिया है। Here is yours. Hi dear Dhruv, here is a good name. अब तो मैंने वहाँ से नेटवर्क ही कर दिया, नहीं तो मैं बोलती डबल डबल टैब ऑन योर स्क्रीन्स। ऐसे ही कर दो, ठीक है। आर्मिया, हाय आर्मिया, वेलकम, हाउ आर यू? Here is your beautiful name. अच्छा, हिबा एंड हफ्सा था। मैं आगे देख रही थी, आपका कमेंट नहीं मिला मुझे। Here is yours. क्या? आयशा जी कहाँ है? सुबह में आई थी वो सबसे पहले, मतलब इसी लाइव के स्टार्टिंग में आकृति, लेकिन मैंने उनको बताया नहीं कि आप आ रहे हो। ही कैसा? आकृति, हाय आकृति, वेलकम, हियर इज ए ब्यूटीफुल नेम। ओ मैं आपको टाइम बता देती हूँ, 122 पे आपका लिखा था हिबा, मैंने फटाफट रेस कर दिया, तो बाद में ले लेना स्क्रीनशॉट, ठीक है। 122 पे। मोहल्ले की बच्ची को हिंदी लिखने सिखाता हूँ आज। सिखा देना, मुझे लगता है वो शायद शाम वाली लाइव में आएगी। हाय लतीफ़ा, वेलकम। ललिता, अच्छा मैंने लतीफ़ा लिख दिया है। हाय ललिता, हियर इज़ योर्स। हाय डियर साइम, हियर इज़ अ गुड नेम। अच्छा आदिल उमर, लिखती हूँ भाई, 1 मिनट रुक जाओ। वसीला एंड सोफिया लिखूँ पहले। वसीलिया एंड सोफिया। Your name is done at 1 hour and 23 minutes, dear. If you want a screenshot of your name, you can watch my live later too. Hoor, इतना प्यारा नाम है आपका। Welcome, Hoor. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Alvina. Here is a good name. How are you? Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream, एक ऐसे वाला दिल भी होता है ना, इसी वाला। पहले बड़े बनाती थी मैं, अब नहीं बनाती इतने। मानो, हाय मानो, वेलकम। हाय डियर महरा, हियर इज योर्स। लेट्स राइड आदिल एंड उमर। लो भाई। आयशा जी आती हैं तो कहाँ मेरे से बात करती हैं, ये तो 56 की बातों पे चल के आयशा जी बात नहीं कर रही, फकरी सी बात। जो भी है ठीक है, वो अब खत्म हो गया मामला, उसको मत दोबारा से शुरू करो। ईशा, हाय ईशा, वेलकम, हियर इज योर्स। 56 का तो पता नहीं है भाई, कहाँ पे है वो। विसॉल्टी, हाय विसॉल्टी, वेलकम, हाउ आर यू? या आई एम अब्दुल्ला। Alhamdulillah. Let's write Adali. Hi Adali, welcome. Guys, double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Faisal, hi Faisal. How are you? It is a beautiful name. और वैसे भी ये लैंग्वेज को हिंदी लैंग्वेज नहीं बोलते हैं, इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं। मोहल्ले की बच्ची को ये पता नहीं होगा। उसको पता होगा, वो बहुत तेज है, आपको नहीं पता उसका। छोटा पैकेट बड़ा दिमाग का है वो। Muslim. Which countries? I'm same as you. Hi Alamar. अजान हो गई भाई। Okay, can you guys hear me now? Pooja, hi Pooja, welcome. पता रहता है तो बोलती नहीं क्या? इंग्लिश ही तो बोल रही हूँ मैं। आई एम डूइंग गुड। मॉडरेटर वाली आईडी से क्यों नहीं आए हो भाई? वालेकुम अस्सलाम फरहान जी, कैसे हैं आप? मुस्लिम भाई, आपका नाम मासी जी पहले लिखवा गई थी। Sania, hi Sania, welcome. How are you? Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Chloe, hi Chloe, welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Mahira, hi Mahira, welcome. How are you? पता नहीं ये। Oh, Darshu आया है। Hi Darshu, welcome back. How are you? It is a beautiful name. Yay. Are you from India or Pakistan? Can you guess, dear? Hi Khadija. Welcome. Here is yours. How are you? पता थी ना ये फेक रही हो मेरे पास। पता था मुझे, इंग्लिश बोलते हैं भाई, मुझे पता था। मुझे भाई का कमेंट नहीं दिखा मुझे। विंटर बिकॉज हुडी। हाँ, एस्थेटिक नहीं जाना चाहिए। कौन लिखवा के गया है? मासी जी। Frank. Hi Frank, welcome. How are you? Alice. Hi Alice. Welcome. उदिश तो मैंने लिख दिया था ना, मुझे लगता है शायद मिस हो गया था आपसे। कोई बात नहीं, ये लो मैंने दोबारा लिख दिया आपके लिए। सही है, पता था तो। बस करो, क्यों मुझे नागिन बोलते हो आप? हाय बैरन, हियर इज योर्स। मैरी और योर नेम? माय नेम इज विशाल एंड हाँ ना। भाई मॉडरेटर वाली आईडी से क्यों नहीं आए आप? सोहिनी, हाय सोहिनी, वेलकम। हाउ आर यू? हियर इज योर्स। चलो अच्छा, ये वाली आईडी भी ठीक है आपकी। हाय प्रेम, हियर इज योर्स। फरहान, बस कर दो भाई तुम भी, क्यों बार बार ऐसे बोल रहे हो? हाय प्रेम, वेलकम। चुड़ैल बोलो क्या आप? मेरा नाम क्यों नहीं लेते आप? नाम लो मेरा। महनूर, हाय महारानूर, हियर इज योर्स। हेलो डियर नदीम, हाय नदीम, वेलकम। हाउ आर यू? शाल, ये नहीं पता। देखो भाई, आपको पता है चीनी भाई? बस इससे आगे मेरा असल अकाउंट मोहसिन वाला है, मुझे पता है। Yeah, I know. Rafe, hi Rafe, welcome. Guys, don't forget to, अब मैं इससे बोल सकती हूँ, don't forget to double tap on your screens like this. काम तो करो पहले, नाम लेने जैसे। क्या करूँ बताओ? हाय मेहरीबान, here is yours. नाम लेने के लिए ये काम करना पड़ता है भाई। Here is a good name. Oh, welcome back. Our moderator is back. Hi Sophie, here is yours. ये हमारे इकलौते मॉडरेटर हैं जो हर वक्त होते हैं, वरना गायब रहते हैं मॉडरेटर्स। प्रजीत, हाय प्रजीत, वेलकम। हाय अयान, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Maya, here is a good name. How are you dear? Thank you so much for joining. My name is Vishal. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen, and now it's time to end the stream. And looking for the last name for this stream, which is hi Hamdan, welcome. How are you? Allah, ये क्या किया है मैंने? हमदान, here is Lloyd. Okay, नागिन कितना भी भाई भाई बोलो, लाइव वाला तो बोलो, जो मर्जी समझने दो मुझे, क्या ठीक है। मैं नहीं अब सोचती इन चीज़ों के बारे में। हाय उमर, वेलकम। फाइनली माय इंस्टा बैग। वक्त लगा जी आपको बता के, समझ ही नहीं आया क्या लगा। हाय साइन, वेलकम। Afiq, hi Muslim bhai, I can't understand what are you saying. मोड देना नागिन, थोड़ा काम तो करते नहीं हो, किस चीज़ का मोड लेना है आपने? Jaden, hi Jaden, here is yours. How are you? Hi Faiz, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Rania, hi Rania, here is yours. Good, you? I'm good too, dear Jaden. Thank you so much for your precious time. Hi Maham, welcome. Overthinking करती है, सोचना तो दूर की बात है नागिन। अच्छा बस ठीक है, अब नहीं कर रही मैं, छोड़ दिया मैंने ओवर थिंकिंग। ऐसे खुद खुद को हौसला दे देते ना, कह के ऐसे। हाय मार्क, वेलकम। हाउ आर यू? हियर इज अ गुड नेम। हाय डियर कपिल, हियर इज योर्स, वेलकम। मुझे भाई, डिड यू से एनीथिंग? काम क्या करूँ, मोड़ दो। आपने फिर भी मुझे मॉडरेटर बन के नागिन नागिन बोलना, फिर सारी चैट देखेगी कि मॉडरेटर क्या बोलता है, इसलिए फिर नहीं मैं देगी, भागो। लेट्स ट्राई जी सर फॉर यू, लॉन्ग टाइम नाउ सी। Adi, hi Adi, welcome. Guys, double tap on your screens. Now it's time to end this stream and our last name for this stream is श्वेता। मुझे भाई जल्दी जल्दी से वाइंड अप करो चैट को, जो बोला था आपने मुझे समझा दो, फिर मैं जा रही हूँ। ईशा। ओके लेट्स राइट ओफिल। ओफेली। मुझसे पंगा। हाँ। ईशा। सिर्फ मैंने कहा कि वक्त लगा है, आपको इंस्टा का बता के वापस आ जाए। वक्त लगा है मतलब हाय एलिफ वेलकम। वक्त खुश वक्त मतलब आपका कितनी उर्दू बोल रहे हो, सही वाली नहीं समझ आई मुझे। अफनान हाय अफनान वेलकम। अच्छा अब समझ में आया क्या बोला आपने। क्या हाय सैम्स वेलकम, हाउ आर यू। रूही हाय रूही। खुश वक्त, हाँ हाँ समझ आ गया, अब आ गया मुझे। आलिया हाय आलिया वेलकम। अदीबा हाय अदीबा। Here is yours, how are you. Anika hi Anika. Mystery hi welcome, how are you. Mystery, Mystery, are you one of my oldest subscriber I think, because I just remember your name and your DP. Hi Pallavi, welcome. How are you? Hey, what's up? This is super cool. Can you write my name on it? My name is Alejandra. Welcome back, dear Alejandra. You are so cool. Why not? Let's write Pallavi, and after this, I'm gonna write your beautiful name. Hi Pallavi, welcome. Here is a good name, dear. Let's write Alejandra. Hi Alejandra, welcome back. I remember you from the previous live. Here is a beautiful name. How are you? I'm your subscriber. Yeah, because I think I remember your beautiful DP and your name. Hi Ayan, here is yours. मतलब जितने चैट में हैं सब क्या लिखा है? अच्छा ईशा मैंने लिख दिया था पर आई थिंक मिस हो गया है। कोई बात नहीं है, ये दोबारा से मैंने आपके लिए लिख दिया है प्यारी बहना। मतलब जितने चैट में है सब अंधे नहीं है, अंधे सब दिख जाती है। तो और नहीं तो क्या भाई। Hi, I am Hussein. Are you from Uzbekistan or you from Turkey, dear? Hussein, here is yours. Thank you so much for your precious time. आज मसीदी ने कैसे लिखवा लिया मेरा नाम, उन्होंने कहा मोजिन लिख दें, मैंने लिख दिया। हाय नावे, आज उनका मूड काफ़ी अच्छा था बट उन्होंने बोला मैं शाम को आऊँगी ज़रूर। हाय नाव्या वेलकम। You know me, I'm Hussein. I think so. Yeah, I do. सिर्फ किसी ने मेरा फीमेल वर्जन वाला नेम लिखवाया है? नहीं, फीमेल वर्जन वाला अभी तक किसी ने नहीं लिखवाया, मैंने ही लिखा था एक दफ़ा। हाय एनी वेलकम। अच्छा मैं जा रही हूँ भाई। Okay guys, thank you so much for your precious time. Now I'm going to end this stream. And our last name for this stream is thank you so much. Thank you. You're super kind. You are sweetheart. Thank you. Love you. Bye. अब चला इंस्टा पे जाओ रील स्क्रॉल करो जाके। Medha. And our last name for this stream is hi Medha. Bro, yeah. Sigma. Okay, let's write Sigma and time to end the stream, guys. Thank you so much for your precious time. I'll be back after 1 hour. Till then, take care. Love you all. Good day. दादा जी से मौसम थे अभी किसी ने लिखवाया है, सिर्फ मासी जी ने लिखवाया है भाई, और किसी ने भी नहीं। बाय बाय गाइस, गुड डे।